The Center for Self-Development, in conjunction with Capital Television, will on Wednesday, 21st May, launch an educational project dubbed Spid Up. Spid Up has been initiated to equip and train young people on performance consciousness. Marcus Kennedy Kate spoke to Capital Television on the forthcoming launch of the program.
Spid Up, in a nutshell, is a peak performance training program. Peak performance is about functioning at your highest capacity, being the best that you can do, regardless of what you're doing. And it starts with your occupation, which is really what you're involved in at the moment and how ultimately your life is going to pan out. So that's what it's about. It's about your life performance based on your occupational performance. So the program actually addresses it from the two angles: what you do now and how much you can accomplish in your life doing what you do now. Well, primarily it's targeted at, first of all, developing performance consciousness among Ghanaians and Africans ultimately, so that people will start thinking about their performance when they're involved in doing things. I think it's a well-known fact that, the African continent is not functioning at full capacity at the moment, and that's primarily down to what the individuals are doing. If we produce more, obviously the countries will produce more, and then the continent will be better. So that's the ultimate objective. If we can get individuals to function at a better capacity, the continent will be better. The first part of the project is the X-Gen component of the project, which is what we're rolling out now, so that by the time they're going to university or even going into industry, they'll be equipped with enough information and the kind of mindset that is comparable perhaps to what you have in Europe and America and other places. The X-Gen component has, we have a lady called Dime Alabi who does something called unmasking. We have, there's a lady we're talking to who's into career development. She handles that component. Then we have the spiritual component, which is handled by Bishop Roland Peters of the International College of Ministry. And then you have the introduction to peak performance, which is the core of the program, which is handled by instructors from the CSD Africa, Center for Self-Development. The training program for young people is on a monthly basis. Every month we'll be holding one training session somewhere, somewhere in the capital first of all, and then it will be somewhere anywhere in the country after that, and then somewhere in West Africa after that, because we already have invitations to Nigeria already as we speak. So we'll be all over the place. But every month we'll be training a certain amount of people. We'll also have an international conference, which is supposed to bring together experts from all around the world to come and discuss Speed Up and do all kinds of things. So there's a monthly training program, and then there's an annual conference and a host of other activities that will support the whole project.
Speed Up, the other education that completes you.
The tagline, the other education that completes you, just basically implies that if you've had formal education, regardless of, even if up to university level, you're still not complete until you've had this other education that is not usually provided in the formal curricula. Now, the best way to explain this is to use this structure and content analysis. Everything functions on structure. Information is the same way. In fact, a human being is the way they are because of the skeleton, and that's their structure. The flesh on their body really is the content that really follows the structure. A glass of water gets its shape from the glass it's in, so that the glass is the structure and the water inside the glass is the content. Now, information is not different. The education you get when you go to school teaches you how to do things most often. For example, a lawyer is a lawyer because they went to law school and studied law. That's the information they have that makes them a lawyer. But what determines what kind of a lawyer they are is the structural information. And that's why some people are good at what they do and some people are not. It's not what they are doing, it is how they are doing it. So Speed Up brings this structural education that is missing from our educational curricula. And then you know, the participants then become complete and whole. They have content education from their formal setting, and then they have structural education from programs like Spid Up. And that's the idea and philosophy behind the whole project. The launch is at Busy Internet, is 1 p.m. It's on the 21st of May, Wednesday, 21st of May, 2014. The invited guest includes the new CEO of the National Youth Authority, known as Ras Mubarak. We have also invited the Minister of Youth and Sports, since this has a lot to do with his ministry. We also have two gentlemen from the opposition, Mr. John Boydu of the NPP and Mr. Samuel Ewuku of the NPP will be there. Also, there are a host of other dignitaries who are going to be recognized by certification for their performance in their various fields. And that's really a long list of people, well-known people, most of them, some of them maybe not so known, who will be there to receive their recognition for their performance in their field. So there'll be a lot of dignitaries, and invited guests also include schools, youth organizations, youth departments of churches, and Dean of Student Affairs from various universities across the capital.